violin is your instrument of choice and you want to know how to learn violin by yourself online. Heather Kaye here, helping you design a high vibe life in biz. So there's different ways you can learn the violin online. One I call the free-for-all method, where you just go in and grab whatever YouTube videos you can find and work with maybe 5 or 6 different online violin instructors. The second method is to actually involve yourself in a video exchange, where you create a video of yourself, send it in to an instructor, and get feedback. A third way you can study violin online is by private sessions, where you actually have private sessions online via Zoom, Skype, or some platform where you can actually work with the teacher one-on-one. And finally, online courses that are self-guided, where you can actually go through with video trainings and learn how to play the violin or strengthen your skills as a violinist. So in this video, I'm going to talk about those different aspects of online violin learning, which ones may be beneficial to you, and which ones I believe where you can actually get your fastest progress with the least financial investment on your part. Okay, so if we think about like in-person violin lessons, people are going to the studio, to the teacher studio on a weekly basis for typically a 30-minute session with a teacher. They go home, they practice every day on the assignments that they're given in the lesson, and they are typically working on pieces, some etudes, and maybe some scales. So in online violin learning, if somebody goes in and has private sessions like that, in my opinion, it's just not going to work the same. And it's really, really good to find what is going to work for you and the best way for you to learn in the quickest amount of time possible, and for you to be engaged and to enjoy the process. If we think about anything, any type of education or any type of learning, if we start on a path and stick to that specific path, without extra fluff or diverging off into other directions or getting distracted, if we stay on the path, that is the quickest point from A to B, is to stay on the path and get there and progress gradually, 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 gradually. And in order to do that, you really need to set a very, very good foundation. So no matter if it's you're doing the free-for-all method, if you're doing video exchange, or if you're doing private sessions, or if you're doing online courses, the first place you want to go for effective online violin learning is your foundation, and to really strengthen the foundation of playing the violin. Strengthen the foundation of playing with on your left side with your left hand, strengthen the foundation on the right with your bow hold and with your violin hold. So those are the 3 places you want to just really clear up and have set as a proper foundation. So the first method I mentioned was a free-for-all. Just go on YouTube, find all the different instructors, find which one that you like or something that you like about them, and you work with that person with their free videos. Then you go to another person, you find, oh yeah, they have free videos, and you're just hopping around from one online violin teacher to another. Now, just like in person, hopping around from violin teacher to another is not going to give you the education with organization and getting you to where you need to go. Of course, every violin teacher has their method and their way of teaching, so you may go to one online violin teacher and find that you work with them, you do what they say, and then you go to another online violin teacher and with their YouTube videos or trainings, and you find out that they're saying not to do what the first teacher is saying. So you can understand where complete confusion can develop, and you're completely stopped in your tracks in the progress of what you really want to do. So the free-for-all method, yes, you can actually get a few tips here and there. But as far as overall progress, you're not really going to have overall progress in the shortest amount of time. A video exchange is the way to go if you don't want to spend too much money and you just want to just kind of pop in and work with a teacher and get feedback, and you can continue with your free-for-all method and just pop in with somebody and get their feedback. That is the next level up of making some progress, is actually to work with somebody and get some feedback to help you know exactly like what areas you need to work on and guide you in the right direction, but by also giving you a few tips. So the video exchange method is really, really good for violinists that don't have a good internet connection. If you're not able to hold a video conference call without the internet dropping out, video exchange is great. You can just grab your phone, make a video for your teacher, send it to her or him, and get your feedback pretty quickly. Typically the turnaround is about 3 or 4 days, and then you can go forward with that. So video exchange is a good method to use if you just want to get a few tips here and there. Private sessions are excellent. Of course, they're the most expensive route of online learning. And in order to have successful private online sessions, you do need to be a little tech savvy, or at least be open to learning a little bit of tech by knowing how to use Skype or possibly Zoom or any other platform so you can have a video conference call. I've been teaching violin online for over 10 years, and I use Zoom with all my clients and found that it was just the most effective and most professional way to actually give online violin lessons. So when you do that, just make sure you're in a place where you have good lighting so your teacher can see you as you're working back and forth, and that you have a good connection, a fairly decent camera. Any newer laptop, or even if it's 5 years old, you'll have a decent camera, good audio, and you'll be able to work with your teacher, as long as you have good internet as well. So private sessions are really great. Yes, they're a little bit more expensive. I would suggest doing at least weekly, or depending on your level, bi-weekly online sessions for the fastest progress. After teaching violin online for over 10 years, I've realized what actually works the fastest with online learning within my studio. And over the years, I have created many self-guided online courses for my students to follow. And the students that followed those courses progressed, and they progressed very well. I actually have 4 academies. One is specifically focusing on fundamentals, setting up those fundamentals so you can have the fastest progress. The second is Violin Exercise Academy, so you have the exercises that you need for your training. Then I have Position Mastery Academy for when violinists are moving up the instrument and ready to do that. And finally, the Gorgeous Tone Academy. So I segmented out how I teach violin in those specific areas, because I found that those are the areas that the violinists really needed the most work. Violinists can go in and work with my programs in a concentrated amount of time, and then always return to those videos whenever they would like to. The fastest progress I've seen with violinists I've worked with online has been when they work with online training, self-guided online training, and then pop in for a private session. Now, I also offer group workshops for the academies in my studio, and that allows violinists to work together in a group-like setting, and we talk about the material within the online courses. So it's almost like there's 3 different levels of blended education, where we have the actual course with the group workshops, and then if they so choose to have private sessions with me, then we can really get in there and find out what they need to do to progress as quickly as possible. So yes, it is completely possible to learn and study violin online. Whether you're a newbie, beginner, advanced, or even professional wanting to get another set of eyes on your violin playing, working and learning and studying violin online is completely possible. I came to the world of online education over 10 years ago as I was touring throughout Europe, and I had students in the States that wanted to continue to have violin lessons. And at first, I was really an online technophobe. I turned my students down and told them I was not going to teach them online, but then I gave in. They were pretty persistent, and I found out how effective online learning and online education actually is. And it really offers an opportunity to continue to study music if you are unable to leave your house. So those are my tips on how to learn the violin online effectively and achieve the fastest progress. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want more tips on how to create a high vibe life and biz, be sure to subscribe to this channel. And if you're a violinist wanting to set up that proper foundation, be sure to check out the playlist I have here for you of videos on how to set up a proper violin hold. I'll see you there.